Tom. Welcome to our chemistry lab. On our right, we have some equipment, and on our left here, we have a workbench.
Thank you, Professor, for meeting with me before class so I can get prepared.
I'm happy to. Before we do anything, would you please put on these safety goggles?
Sure.
Thank you. And I'll put mine on as well. I see you have your chemistry lab text.
Yes, the Disability Access Office was really great about getting it to me because we got it to them in advance.
Great. What we're doing in our first lab is making a copper sulfate solution, and we're going to test its absorbance.
Oh, cool.
Would you like to read the procedure?
Sure. It says add 5 milliliters of CuSO4
Copper sulfate.
to a beaker.
Okay. So the first thing we do is measure out 5 milliliters of copper sulfate.
What do you usually use in a chemistry lab to measure?
Well, we have a couple options. This I'm holding up is a volumetric pipette that we use a bulb to fill to the fill line right here. Can you see that?
No, I can't see it. Sorry.
That's okay. We have another option. We have a graduated cylinder that is marked every milliliter.
Would I have to get the liquid exactly like on the line?
Absolutely. In chemistry, we have to be very exact with our measurements.
Ooh, that's going to be a little bit tough.
Well,
oh, but you know what?
What?
I have an idea. Something I learned in my adaptive skills training. Do you have any plastic syringes?
I do. Let me get some.
Cool.
I have a 60 milliliter and a 5 milliliter. What do we do with them? That's the 60.
What we learned to do is have a sighted assistant help us make a notch in these fins here. You see these fins?
Yeah,
And then I can feel when it's the correct volume.
that's a great idea. Now, since we're only using 5 milliliters, I'm going to do that with the 5 milliliter syringe. I'll
Okay.
pull the plunger out to 5 milliliters, and you said to make the notch right at the base on all 4 fins.
Yeah, try to make it right there at the base so that as I feel that notch coming up outside of the barrel, that I can get it right on the mark.
Okay. Let's see what you think of that.
Okay, let's see if I can tell where it is. How about that?
Exactly 5 milliliters, right on the money.
See, you don't need to be able to see to do chemistry.
Of course not. Here is your syringe, and I have a tray with our equipment on it. On the left-hand side is a large beaker with copper sulfate solution, and to the right I have a smaller experimental beaker. So you're going to draw 5 milliliters of copper sulfate solution up and put it in your experiment beaker. And you may need to plunge it once or twice to get any air out of the syringe.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a look. Again, right at 5 milliliters. Here's your syringe back.
Cool.
And then you're going to empty that into your experiment beaker. Fantastic. So would you read the next step in the procedure?
Sure. Add enough DI water
Deionized water.
to bring it up to 50 milliliters.
I guess we could use and notch the larger syringe. Let's see, 50 milliliters minus 5 milliliters, we would notch
45.
it at 45, exactly. And now there's deionized water on your left and your experimental beaker on the right.
Okay. Do I need to plunge it again to make sure I get...
Exactly.
There we
Get
go.
all that air out. And that one's a little harder to draw up.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
Let's see. Perfect. I'm handing it back. And again, you're going to add it to your experimental beaker, which is on the right. Fantastic, Tom. You're well on your way
I'm ready to be
becoming
a chemist.